Hi, and welcome back. I'm Carly from Soundside Studios, and today I have a fabulous April reading for you. It's designed to support you in 3 key areas of life. Because if you're going through what most people are experiencing, you're working on your career, while working on your relationship, while working on your mental health, while working out, all while working. And I want us to honor those complexities of life while helping you be your best self. So today, our tarot reading will support you in career, social life, and self-care. With support in these areas, it can boost you and give you momentum in everything else that you're doing. So let's dive in. One more for good luck. In today's career reading, we're going to look at what skills to utilize this month, what challenges to look for because this will provide opportunities to build new skills, how to help others in your career, how to let others help you and when to ask for help, and lastly, something to look for that can help you achieve your best. All right, let's start at the top. So, a skill to use. Strength is a card about self-reliance and self-trust. This character has all of the tools that she needs within herself, and that's the symbol of that's the symbol of these flowers on her body. This lion represents the inner animal or those deep-seated needs being met, and so they can be tamed and calmed with her intelligence, compassion, and diplomacy. By pairing this inner animal, this inner fire, with her intelligence, she can achieve anything if she works at it long enough. The message of the Strength card for you in career is that you've come through plenty of challenges in the past. Use what you've learned to help you move forward. You can count on yourself and you can count on what you've already developed through the challenges that you've gone through. Maybe it's endurance, perhaps it's compassion, maybe it's diplomacy, or maybe it's just a calm sense of self-confidence. But this Strength card suggests that you can rely on yourself for whatever lies ahead this month. What challenge to look for in order to build skills? Here we have our fabulous Devil card, and this represents listening to what it is that you want and what you need. Our pentagram represents a human body with the head being that top triangle, and then arms and legs. When it's inverted, it symbolizes listening to the needs of the body over what you think you should do. So when this card arises, your challenge this month might be to listen to what it is that you really want to do, what you want to indulge in. Maybe this is what your base instinct is telling you. And I would say that it might be important to compartmentalize that. In order to show up in your career and do your absolute best, you might need to know what is your human side telling you, and then what is this calmer, wiser mindset telling you. Because we are speaking to career, maybe this is not the best month to operate off of your instincts alone. Put things through a filter of professionalism. And this may prevent you from rage quitting. It could prevent you from sending an email that's layered with emotions. And it may give you a little bit more time to formulate appropriate responses that keep you in a position of power rather than showing vulnerabilities with your emotions or with your needs in the moment. How you can help others. Stay diligent. Be honest in your work. So this character is considered an apprentice, and he's improving his skills simply through practice. He just keeps hammering away at these projects. It's a little bit backbreaking. He's isolated from his community, but he's still dedicating his time and energy to this work that he cares about. So when it comes to career, the way you can help others is by doing your work with honesty and authenticity. Be focused on the small details. Do your work in a way that builds your skill set, your reputation, and your pride in your work. Don't take shortcuts. This is a month for honest hard work. Just get down to it. How you can let others help you. The Four of Wands represents a celebration. These four wands are a reminder of foundation and stability, and the characters are celebrating all they have. So this may be an encouragement to let other people remind you what you've achieved and accomplished. Don't be afraid to go to those extra happy hours this month or celebrate someone's birthday. Think about the relationships that you've built. Think about the milestones that you're meeting this month and celebrate those with others. That positive reinforcement actually helps you to continue doing your work because you're seeing these positive payoffs. So it creates a cycle that's building, that's growing, and that's supporting you. When someone says, hey, let's go take a lunch break somewhere and celebrate that new client that we got, or let's celebrate your birthday or your anniversary tomorrow, say yes, go do that. Don't work so hard that you forget to celebrate the good work you've done. Finally, something to keep in mind to help you be your best self at work. The Ten of Pentacles represents a family tree. This is the Kabbalistic tree of life. But we also see these multi-generations in the card, and the dogs represent a sense of legacy and heritage. This would suggest that you are part of something bigger. At work this month, remember that you're part of a bigger picture. You're interconnected with other people at the office. Your work is interconnected with people in your society. There are individuals that you serve through the labor that you put in every day. And when you have that sense of a bigger picture, it can help your work feel more meaningful. Within the setting of your office, you may also want to remember you're not alone. Individuals are doing their job, and that in turn allows you to do yours. Now, of course, office dynamics can be challenging, so if there is someone who's not pulling their weight, make sure that you are leveraging and leaning into the relationships with people who are your allies, who are supporting you, who are able to lighten your load when necessary, or able to team up with you when you have a request. Really leverage those relationships and show up to help others as well. This is all about being interrelated and knowing that you're working together for a bigger outcome. I hope that helps you as you plan your path for your career this month in April. Leave a comment below and let me know what about this resonated with you in your career. And I'll see you next month for another career reading. Now, let's jump over to help you with self-care and self-development. We are resetting the deck because we're doing a different reading, but this time we're supporting you with your self-care and self-development. This is a very important topic because at the core of the work you're doing and the relationships you're building is you. And we can't forget that relationship you have with yourself. If you haven't already, take a deep breath to center and set the intention that we may see things as they are and not as we want them to be. We are going to look at how to take care of yourself this month, so that's an action. One way you can invest in yourself, and then 3 pieces of advice. Are you ready? Let's dive in. How to take care of yourself this month. Ooh, that Knight of Wands is a fun character. They're someone who's ready to show off. They're not playing small. They actually want to be seen. And we get that message from this feather plume in the character's hat. They are loud, they are confident, maybe even overconfident, but sometimes we have to fake it till we make it. So this is a month for you to project an identity that's a little bit bigger than who you are right now. The Knight of Wands is an encouragement to be a peacock, be a show-off, be loud. Don't be afraid to travel to new places, meet new people, learn new topics. That's what those pyramids represent in the Knight of Wands card. This character is adventurous, and wherever they go, they bring confidence with them because they know who they are. You may need to fake it till you make it, but it will pay off to walk into a room with that type of confidence. Give it a shot. How to invest in yourself this month. The Ace of Cups is about focusing on your emotional needs. This cup represents the heart, and here we have these streams of water representing emotional abundance and fulfillment. If you're feeling empty, then obviously it's important to work on meeting your emotional needs and possibly letting go of people that are depleting your emotional resources. This month, prioritize your emotional fulfillment. You'll have more to share with others when you are feeling complete yourself. That might mean investing in a date night for you, or turning off your phone and just being home without other people distracting you and asking you for things. Don't feel like you need to constantly be feeding into other people's life experiences this month. Save that energy for yourself. And when it is time to give to others, don't pour from the cup, pour from the saucer. The cup is your resource of emotional energy. When it's full, you have what you need. If you were to pour from that cup, you deplete your own resource. But if you allow a teacup to overfill, then that tea ends up on the saucer. So that's the excess emotional energy that we want you to use. Pour from the saucer where your reserve of emotional energy lies. Let that be what you give to others. The rest of that emotional energy needs to be yours to use as you wish. Three pieces of advice. Number 1, give yourself time to process emotions. This could be a great month to journal how you're feeling. Hopefully you have a therapist that you can talk to, but this could be a really important month for you to be with your own feelings, find your vocabulary for how you're feeling, and write down where it's coming from. This gives you a chance to process what's going on and why, but then you can also acknowledge this full spectrum of emotions you're experiencing, from maybe a sense of grief, loss, disappointment, fear, all the way to excitement, enthusiasm, joy, happiness, and fulfillment. If you can take some time to really understand what's causing what feeling, what's happening within you, and what are you going to do about it, then you're going to be a little more tuned into your emotions, and they'll become signals for you to make really positive choices for yourself. Advice number 2. The Death card represents going through a small ego death, changing how you see yourself. This is a shift that begins on the inside and then has outward effects. If you feel like you're going through a transition and you're not the same person that you were 6 months ago, then make the most of it. Make changes. Change your behavior, change your attitudes, change the way you're walking. That's part of that Knight of Wands card. Even if you're feeling like you're going through a change and maybe you're not sure who you are, be confident that you're becoming a next version of yourself, someone who's better and stronger than who you were before, certainly more knowledgeable. And on the Death card, that's why we have this sunrise. Change is happening now, but this bright sunrise represents an aspect of consciousness ready to emerge after this change has occurred. So invite this transition into your life, be thorough with it, and listen to it. That's going to be the benefit of tuning into those emotions and journaling about it, because you are starting a new chapter. Third piece of advice. Look at these cups. You don't need to know what's next. There's many options out here. The character is in the shadows, the options are in the clouds. It's simply up to you to be open-minded to all that could occur. Right now, for your self-care and your well-being, you don't need to know what's next. You don't need to have a plan for yourself. Rather, be open-minded, be creative, consider what could happen, and then let what does happen go. The Seven of Cups is a card about there being multiple possibilities for you. Your job is simply to show up, and knock on the doors that are available. Trust the right opportunities will open up for you. The right doors will open for you. As you go through this transition, you may not want the same things in the future that you've wanted in the past. And so being open-minded to everything that could occur for you will allow you to really find the best fit. Have fun with that. Let this be an adventure and go at it with that energy from the Knight of Wands. Use these pieces of advice for your benefit this month. I would recommend to journal about them and write down how you think you can implement these ideas. Let this be a fun experiment for yourself. That's taking that Knight of Wands energy all the way, right? Trying new things. Next up, let's talk about your relationships, whether it's love life, family relationships, or friendships. Let's support you in building those connections which will power you through this month. Our third reading is all about supporting you in your relationships. So often we think we're in this whole journey alone, but we're always reminded of our interconnectedness and the need we have for other people in our life. So let's integrate them as a tool for your future. All right. Cut the deck in two, keeping it nice and simple. We're going to look at how to approach relationships. And if you want to specify romantic, familial, if you have somebody in mind, you're welcome to do that. I'm going to interpret this more generally for us today. How to take accountability for your healing, what to look for in the people you surround yourself with, what to give, and what to be open to. Starting at the top. Starting at the top, how to approach relationships so that you can benefit this month. Our Chariot is about ambition and drive. I would recommend surrounding yourself with people that respect this side of you. All of our relationships can help us in one area of life or another, but this month, surround yourself with people that want to see you succeed. People who understand what you do, what you care about, what you feel your purpose is in life, and help them help you. Let them cheer you on. You know where you're going, and so let this be a mutually beneficial experience where you're both helping one another explore your potential, be focused on your goals, and go after what you want. How to take accountability for your own healing and well-being. Our Four of Wands represents that sense of stability and celebration. While we do want you to have relationships that help you celebrate how well you're doing, this validation has to start from within. At the end of the day, like literally before bed, you've got to tell yourself that you're doing great. Remind yourself, what did you achieve this day? Maybe you went through a challenge, maybe you embarrassed yourself, sure. But then you can say, hey, I did that, I tried that, I went for it. Make sure that you, when you wake up in the morning, look in the mirror and you're like, damn, that hair is cute, or whatever it is. Give yourself those compliments. Treat yourself. Maybe you went out of your comfort zone today. Maybe you went up and you asked somebody out. Maybe you spoke up in class when you were nervous, or maybe you made an offer to a client or a boss that had you a little bit nervous. Well, go buy yourself a kombucha or a chocolate bar. Do something a little bit extra for yourself. You've got to celebrate what you're doing well. And this is a theme that we're seeing repeated from our first spread today. And so we want this inner validation to be happening personally in your relationships and in your career. I would say it will really support your emotional well-being to have it start from within, and then you'll see it echoed in the world around you once you start the process inside. Okay, let's look at what to look for in the type of people that you surround yourself with this month. The star represents authenticity. People who know who they are, who love themselves, and radically accept their full being. When somebody is happy with who they are, they're going to accept who you are more. It's individuals who dislike themselves who tend to criticize others. because they're projecting these criticisms outwards, even though they're really starting within. Therefore, find people that you think are really authentic, who know who they are and who love themselves, because they're the ones that will be capable of cheering you on rather than trying to tear you down so they can feel better. That's going to be the quality of person to surround yourself this month, and I can see how this will create a really positive cycle. You may still have other friends or coworkers that tend to be negative Nancy's, or you may have individuals that you know are feeling wounded and they're projecting that pain onto others. But don't let them get into that inner circle. Rather, reach out and grab coffee with somebody that you admire, that you think is living their truth, having fun, and authentically supporting people around them. It's going to create a positive cycle that you can keep going with all this other guidance in place. What to give to others? Ooh. Our Queen of Cups is a character that is often very artistic, empathic, and sensitive. There's vulnerability in this card. All right, so cups represent emotions and relationships. It represents the heart. Our Queen of Cups is somebody who is excellent at channeling their emotions. They can also feel the emotions of others. Keeping in theme with this spread, when you're around people that are cheering you on, who know who they are and love themselves, and who want to see you succeed, then you are in a safe place to be more sensitive, more open, more receptive, and more empathic. And from there, you can be more in the moment. Our Queen of Cups represents a state of flow. This is when you're fully present in the moment or the activity that's at hand, and you're not self-conscious. You're not worried about what's next. You're not worried about what other people will think. And so make sure that you're able to give this type of vulnerability and honesty, sensitivity, and empathic quality to others. It'll help you be present with them, be in the moment with them, and truly, authentically connect. Lastly, what to be open for in the realm of relationships. The Two of Wands is a card about patience and planning. Let people that you meet and spend time with help you think about your next steps and iterate different plans that you can put into action regardless of what occurs. You want plan A, B, and C so that you can go on these different routes, especially if you hit a roadblock on the first plan, then you can jump over to the second. So, keeping on with this theme of support that we're seeing in the cards, let people help you see the different ways you can be successful. There's more than one way to achieve what you want to do in life. Whether it's a short-term goal or a long one, there's multiple ways to be successful. And so be around people with whom you're safe to discuss these plans. Let them provide feedback. Let them cheer you on, present new ideas. This is going to help you really be open to all those opportunities and have a clear plan for what you want to try first, second, and third. That way, if you do get interrupted or something happens that you don't expect, you have a backup plan ready to go. You don't have to put these things into practice now, but absorb the feedback from people around you that say, have you ever thought of this? Have you ever tried that? And start working those things into your plans. That could be extremely valuable if you're surrounding yourself with the quality of people that are being referred to in this spread today. I hope this reading helps you identify where to invest your emotional energy this month, because the relationships that you have in the world around you will have a major impact on the voices in your own head and the way you feel at the end of a day. Let me know how this goes for you, and send a text to one of these people that's coming to mind as I share these attributes and traits. So there you have it, 3 readings to support you and your growth this April. Let me know what resonated most with you in the comments. Let's do a recap to help you get a few ideas on how you can start implementing this guidance now. When it comes to career, think about the long-term goals you have. This is the time to bet on yourself. Have some endurance and stick with itness for what you want to achieve long-term. Don't let short-term desires and distractions take you off your course. When it comes to self-care, before you go to bed, give yourself a short list of things you've done well. Gosh, it can just be one thing if it needs to be, But give yourself some authentic credit for that one thing every day. Make that a habit, and it allows your inner validation to become stronger. Also, when you go to bed, you'll be in a better mindset and you'll wake up in a better mindset as well. And when it comes to your social life, surround yourself with people who know what you want. Prioritize relationships with people who want to cheer for you and see you succeed. You'll give them the same energy, and this creates a positive feedback loop. All of these topics will interconnect and support one another. So start putting it into practice and see how it plays out for you this month. Like and subscribe and follow me on my socials to stay in touch. I'll see you again soon. Happy reading!